I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We are surrounded. We have Mycena Cottage here and Project BRUTUS. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Please introduce yourselves to the folks. First, Mycena.
Hi, I'm Mycena. I also go by Mycie. I am a cottagecore mushroom VTuber on IRIAM exclusive right now. I tend to do slow living content, and I do a lot of lore-based RPs.
Cool. Now, BRUTUS, your turn.
Hello, my name is Project BRUTUS. I do a lot of what is it called? Is it Zatsu? Is that what it's called, Mycie?
Yeah, Zatsu.
I do a lot of those where I'm just chit-chatty with my community, as well as art content and book reading. We host a book club every night. We try to. We tend to read lots of fairy tales and things. I am a genderless alien shapeshifter, and I tend to change my outfit and theme every month or every couple of months with new models. I'm in on doing a lot of art and aesthetics.
Cool.
Very fun.
Excellent. And it's I talk about this a lot, where it's great that this medium allows everybody to present themselves however they want to be presented.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I liken it to if somebody's going from high school to college, they're still the same person, but they get to tell people where they're coming. The people around them now don't remember that when they bent over in fourth grade, they split their pants. You get to set the narrative as to who you are and what you want to be going forward.
True.
Yeah, I really think that's a wonderful thing. Now, we'll talk about you both individually here in a second, but you've got something coming up that you kind of explained to me that I'm a little confused by. But from what I see, sounds like a pretty. I'm easily confused. I'm an old man. I'm easy to confuse. But you've got some type of platform jumping. Okay, I'm gonna let you tell me about it. What is it you got planned here?
It's a super epic collab that we have co-planned. Co-lab plans.
Yeah, so we sort of had a combination of brains a couple months ago where I had sort of half the idea and then BRUTUS had half the idea, and we were like, we should just do this together. We should just smash it into one thing. Okay. Yeah. And so it's a big collaborative community event that's inside of IRIAM. It's the entire month of January. It's themed, so it's
IRIAM though. Remember, I've done a part of it.
Oh, right. It's on YouTube as well now. Yeah. So we can record it. But it's themed like it's corporate satire, and it's all about collaboration and community participation. And so we're going to have special streams. We have an enormous collab. We got a ton of different VTubers. I think altogether we're having more than 60 people in the month participate.
Yeah.
And so our various communities can come together and participate in challenges and share goals. And at the end, we're going to give away a live 2D model. So cool. It's going to be high stakes.
Yeah.
So what?
I know.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, so I know that like Mycie was one of the first members of the IRIAM community that I got very close to and became like good friends. You were the first person that commissioned me and like supported me artistically. And thank you, Mycie. But she also was one of the first people that didn't like look at me crazy when I said I wanted to change my theme every single month for my first year of VTubing with like new designs and new arts and like even new models and new outfits.
Right.
It was very like, yeah, no, get your bag. Like, hell yeah. Because of that, when she told me she wanted to do, because I remember what happened was that you said you wanted to do a self-improvement month. And I was like, that would be a great theme.
I'm going to steal it.
And being like, oh, we also have a lot of experience between the two of us in regards to social media. And like, I have a lot of VTubing experience. And we were like, we could turn this into a thing where we can share the IRIAM community outside of IRIAM. Obviously, we have people from outside of IRIAM participating in that 60 people that she mentioned.
Right.
There are some people from Twitch, some people from YouTube, and we can have outreach where we bring all of these talents from IRIAM out into the world, as well as share knowledge with people who aren't in the community. Or like IRIAM has a lot of very, like fresh faces of a lot of very like people who've never VTubed before, who don't know what to do and don't know what they're doing.
That's true.
And
yeah.
We have a lot of experience between the two of us, and we also have the balls to just commit to a creative idea. Like we missioned a very, very cool animation that we are excited to share with everybody.
I'm so excited about it.
It's so good. We have like these beautiful models that we commissioned. We're gonna give away a model. It's like, it's not just like us just, wanting to, just do like a silly little thing. No, like the idea is to share knowledge with other people and to like build bridges and connect with other people who aren't in the IRIAM community, who don't know that there are some very talented people amongst us, because there's just so many.
Well, there is. I mean, I started when I think I've interviewed now 35 or 40 people from IRIAM, but
there's so many IRIAM streamers that like.
I was thinking I was going to try to catch them all like Pokemon, but they keep adding people, and
there's no way you can keep up. You'd have to do like 6 interviews a day.
Yes, I know. I've done it before, but but it hurts. It hurts if I do that many. But really, it's I think it's a wonderful idea. I think it's a really good. This is the type of thing that I think VTubers need to get together and do, to not just help themselves, but help the whole industry do, and share ideas as to how to target your audience.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, there's you get folks. I see people, and remember I'm coming from the radio field, so there's marketing there, but it's a slightly different type of marketing, where people are getting into collaborations just to do it and try to get their name out there, but the audience is wrong, and you get no benefit from that. It doesn't. There's no. I mean, you might have fun and you might have something later out of it, but if you're doing it for audience benefit, it's not really working.
It's not a lot of longevity to doing that. Yeah. I think a lot of people who VTube they don't really think ahead. They go, I want to do whatever to blow up. Like I'm gonna, collab with a bunch of people. I'm gonna buy like a $10,000 model and just like be really flashy or something. And then they don't really think about like the foresight of like what is the longevity to this? Are people going to be committed to you? You should lead with your personality and lead with, I think, kindness and generosity, and have people who come around you because they see that you're a kind person. They see that you're a generous person. They see that you're funny. The amount of streams I have done about fucking milk is insane because I like milk and it's really silly. Like, I'm being honest with my community. I'm being honest with my weirdness, and people like it because they know who I am. They're going to be around because they know who I am as a person.
That's good. Well, see, I agree with that. It's still very much, and it's going to be very much a personality-driven situation, like the old days of radio DJs, where people would come to a radio station, turn it on to hear a song, but they would stay for the personality of the person playing the song. Because you can hear the song on all different stations in the market. You can watch somebody play Minecraft on 1,000 different people at any particular time, probably.
But you can't find a million guys talking about milk.
That's right. There's not going to be a million talking about milk incessantly.
Yeah.
I think too, Brutus and I are like the perfect combination of Pinky and the Brain-esque. We really have different. We have backgrounds that really suit each other for a project like this, because Brutus has a lot more experience in VTubing than I do, and he is really a creative person who has a lot of aesthetic and art experience.
100%.
And then, but my background is in business and marketing, so I have a lot of experience, in the corporate side of things. And I'm a long time performer. So I was like I've been a theater kid from day one. Yeah. So with our evil powers combined, we have the perfect combination of skill set to make a big project like this work.
I make a squish sound. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice. But you know what I'm talking about when I talk about marketing. Then, because I mentioned it, and some people cringe and fall off. Try to hang up on me. But
Mycena's a businesswoman first.
Yeah. So there is a lot.
Yeah.
There is a lot that could be helpful as far as marketing. Although it's still a new field, there's still ways to do it. People sometimes talk about trying to steal an audience from somebody else, which is so ridiculous at this point.
They're not your prisoners.
No.
You're not keeping them in your basements.
No.
My God, it makes you so it's one of those things I've heard a million times that like frustrates me because fundamentally, and I've said this like a billion times on my stream, people do not become powerful or become leaders because they decided to do that or because they were like aggressive enough or they forced themselves into that position.
Right.
People put people in positions of power. People pick you. You can't force people to pick you. Mm-hmm. It's not going to happen. And even if you were to do that, right, those people would not be there because they like you. They'd be there because they feel pressured to be there. You don't want that. Right. That's like a terrible, unsustainable way to build a community. You have to have people who want you and want you to succeed. Mm-hmm. Like, I love my community. Like, it's so silly to me, but I think it's very charming that my community, because they know I like One Piece, call me Joy Boy, and they want me to succeed so badly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't pick that. They chose that for me. They see me like Joy Boy because they think that my ability to just do whatever is charming.
Yeah.
Want people to be like that. Oh.
Absolutely. And Mycena, I'm sure you can see this too when a lot of VTubers don't know how to present themselves without thinking that they're advertising, which they clearly are.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the fundamentals of marketing at the basic level, regardless of what kind of endeavor you're applying it to, is really the authenticity. People do not like to be sold. They don't want to have the slimy car salesman experience. They want authenticity. They want to feel like they know the real you. Mm-hmm. And whether you are presenting a character as a VTuber personality or you're being more true to yourself, I think that's where I see a lot of people struggling just with the fundamentals. Like, I would really love to get some information out there, just basic sales funnel stuff and basic networking stuff. Because I think where a lot of people struggle is they know that they should be doing these things. They know they should be networking, but they don't know how to go about doing it. Right. And then by doing something like networking incorrectly, you can really offend people and be annoying and weird. Yeah. And so I would love to get some basic, networking for babies out into the space to try to help people just authentically make friends and business coworkers. There's nothing wrong with making a connection with someone with the intent of it being a coworker relationship.
Yeah, me and Mycena approached each other like coworkers, and now we're like good friends. She was gonna mail me a birthday cake. Actually, she mailed me milk.
Wow, mail me
fancy milk because and I love her.
If somebody mails you a cake, they must think the world of you because.
Right? Yeah, so Brutus mailed me a cake for my birthday.
Yeah.
And I know that he likes milk, and he's been chasing this cookie milk for months. And I found the cookie milk, and I figured out I could get it delivered to his house. So cookie milk for his birthday.
Cookie milk.
Yes, I'm so excited for it.
What flavor of cookie?
But Mycena's right. I was also gonna say, you're talking about like building relationships just like that, but like also people like understanding that like social media and like social media platforms are not this like mythical creature with like, oh my God, the algorithm, you could never understand it. Like, people need to be demystified of all of these things. They need to understand that it's okay to approach somebody in your field and treat them like a coworker, like somebody you want to participate with and, co-work with. And it's also totally fine to accept the fact that the algorithm is not some sort of mythical beast you have to train. It's a robot. Like all it can do is, and it's a robot. It literally is a robot. Like, you're out here scratching your head and in your hands and begging to to tell you how the it's really simple and it's not that hard, but people are so up in their own heads that they like believe that you can't do any of these things, or that these things are like way more complicated than they are.
Yeah.
I think chasing the quote unquote perfect algorithm tricking method is really a Sisyphean task, and because they change the algorithm about every 5 seconds, and so you're better off just doing the basic long term. I think the problem is that a lot of people they want to be blow up, they want to go viral right away.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people miss the fact that a lot of the people who are going viral, they have been churning and striving for 5 to 10 years before that.
Yeah. And there's luck involved in it for some folks, but I think you see a lot of folks who get that luck burn out and aren't ready for it yet.
Yeah,
they didn't prepare for it, and
they don't like when people are just doing things where they're just like, I'm just gonna be in everyone's ear.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make myself just be in everyone's comments. I'm gonna make myself just be in everyone's like notifications.
Right.
You're not preparing yourself to actually get that reaction that you're constantly fishing for. You're not mentally, fortifying yourself. You're not growing a thicker skin. You're not engaging with the community and the people around you.
Right.
You have this like one track mind, one track, like you're only looking in one direction. You're not looking at anyone around you. And when you do that and then you blow up, you will burn out so quickly because you have not prepared yourself for that level of success.
Right. That type of shotgun approach might work short term, but it's not going to be very profitable long term.
It's not sustainable, like at all. Like for me, I'm one of those people who like over my life I've had like I've built communities by accident, like completely by accident. I think I've been doing that by accident since I was like 14.
Yeah.
Apparently I'm good at just like expressing myself and sharing the things I like, which is good. But the problem is the first couple of times that I've had success, I was not prepared for it because I did do that thing that people are trying to do, right? Have one thing and then you blow up. But the problem is a 14-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 19-year-old is not prepared for that level of success.
Yeah.
I was not paying attention to, the things around me. I was just, I wanted to succeed and I was sharing the stuff I liked. But when people started giving me criticism, for example, people started to become very attached to me. Yeah. I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't prepare myself for that.
Yeah, that's if you're not ready for something like that and it happens the first time, very rarely is it going to go well.
Exactly. And like a lot of these people are not 14-year-old or a 16-year-old or a 19-year-old, right?
No.
They're already like well into their age. They don't have time to sit there and like, oh, dang it. Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it. Let's gamble. Like you're not in a point in your life anymore where you can sit there, run away from your success like how I did, and be able to have time when you quote unquote feel better to come back and do it. Yeah. A lot of these people are at a point in their lives where they have like actual full-time jobs and things. You're not going to get another chance to like try again.
Right.
You need to take your time.
Yeah, and there's I think and I'd like both of you to comment on this if you could. There's still a large group that are doing it just for fun and don't really need I think there's going to be people, I think this is going to last a lot longer than people think because people don't realize how the reach is here. But in a few years, you'll see people who are doing it for a living. You'll see people who are doing it, as a part-time job, and you'll see people who come on once a month. Mm-hmm. And they're all on the same platforms for the most part, but their goals are different. And the way they need to get to those goals are going to be different. And that means that you're not going to have a one-size-fits-all type of marketing philosophy, are you?
Oh my God, highlight that. I think so many people think this is a one-size-fits-all situation. Like, oh, hey, do this thing.
Yeah.
And you're going to succeed. Every person who does this one thing will succeed. That's not true and very silly.
Yeah. Mycena, I've had, this is interview number 730 for me. And which is a lot, and I'm a crazy old man for doing this. But there hasn't been two people with the same story or goal yet. How do you tell that to the bunch of people and still get your point across about what you want to teach them about marketing?
I think for me, the basics of marketing are the same regardless of what you're trying to accomplish. Like the basic task that you're doing that's operating with integrity. It's for me, I think prioritizing positive relationships with your community is the number one thing that you can do, even if that's whether that's with other VTubers in the space or with people who are watching you or interacting with you in that way. If you can do those two main things, you will succeed at whatever your goals are. Because people are going to want to hang out with someone who's a genuinely honest, good person who is here to be honest and not be a crazy person. And I think I think where I see people get into trouble is they have a different idea of what their goal is than the reality of how they're operating. So you have people who say, I want this to be my full-time job. That's my goal. But they don't treat it like that's their goal. And then they're upset because there's a disconnect between how they're operating and where they want to be. Yeah. Or vice versa. They say, this is just a hobby. I'm not really looking to do anything. And then they treat it like a hobby, and then they're upset that they're not instantly famous and can quit their job. So they're lying to themselves.
Well,
exactly. So I think you just need to be really honest and really straightforward with yourself internally. Maybe you don't have to put it out onto the internet that you'd love to be full time, but you need to be really honest because your approach and how much time and where you're operating is going to be different depending on what you actually want to get out of it.
You're getting your reality in my fantasy. What are you doing?
It sucks, doesn't it?
It doesn't mix. It doesn't mix at all. But there are still people who are coming from, as you mentioned, both of you come from different levels of experience as far as content creating is concerned. There are people who's like you said haven't even turned on a microphone before. Who are going in there now. Their personality. We're finding out whether their personality is going to work for it as we go. And there are other people who have tried it a few times, like Brutus, and you have kind of an idea of what you want to do this time. You're experienced enough to know which button turns the microphone on and all that. People are starting from different places on the track. Are you gonna, with this coming up in January, are you gonna have 101, 102, 103, 104 for these things, or is everybody gonna start from scratch?
Mycena, stop me if I am wrong. Just jump down my throat and tell me I'm stupid if I am wrong. It's like holds breath. I think me and Mycena as people are very meet people where they're at, right? But we also are the type of people who are not going to sit there and be like, "Oh, you're a baby. You need to be spoken down." These are a bunch of grown people. These are a bunch of adults.
Yeah.
I feel like it's we want to do a seminar, right? Where we give people a good basic idea. We'll build trust with other people around us who will understand that, yes, these two individuals who are standing in front of you today, who have invested all of this time and money into making it so that we can give you a seminar, have experience. If you can trust us, if you feel like you can trust us with the knowledge we've already given you, we will give you our time of day and we will meet you where you're at. Because I don't think us doing a 101 or 102, I feel like if we were to do something like that, it would not be helpful because every individual is different. What if person A is really, really good at coming up? For example, my son is so good at doing the text. She's good at doing tweets that are story driven. I suck at that. I suck at that. I suck at putting my ideas into words. I'm better at doing art. So my feed is all visuals and hers is all text.
Yeah.
If we were to get a person and we go, oh, so here's, 101, all of your things should have tons of visuals, right? Here's how to invest money into visuals. But the person is not that personality. It wouldn't be helpful advice. It would be garbage advice. It'd be useless advice that they couldn't apply any.
Right. It's
right.
It's basically sending electricity through petrified wood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like us as people would never do a thing where we're oh, we're going to have a class of 100 random VTubers just so the maximize. No, I feel like the effort we would want to put in towards educating people would be unsuccessful if these people did not show some sort of growth afterwards, and we would not take on like too many people. We would have it be like 6 or 7 people and be like, what kind of person are you? Yeah. How do you succeed the most? Like, what helps you express yourself the most effective way to those around you?
Right.
So that you can succeed as a content creator. Who cares about VTubing? Content creating. Just like, how do you make the things that you like to make presentable and consumable to people around you so people can get who you are?
Right. And I think, too, that everybody has to take into account what they really want from it. And then people say, well, it'd be nice if it kicked off and suddenly I was rolling in the dough every week, which, it ain't going to happen for a while no matter what. But some people just literally want to come out of their shell a little bit and meet people. Their level of success is going to be different to them than somebody who is quitting their 9-to-5 job and invested $7,000 in a microphone and all this stuff. Which, by the way,
I think our tentative plan right now for this month is we are going to stick with 101 type things, and we're going to just end it with some, if you want to learn more, here's some resources where to start. And then sometime in the next couple of months, we're thinking we'll run a smaller group, like Brutus said, sort of behind the scenes. It won't be open to everybody. Mm-hmm. We'll just take a couple people because we don't feel like we can handle too many people at once and give them our full attention. Because I do work full time and Brutus works as well. So we're not on the internet 24/7. And just, I think we'll probably start that by being like, well, what are your goals and what do you feel like you want to improve in? Like, what do you feel like you're struggling in? How can we help you? Yeah. And we'll go from there. Because I think between the two of us, we have enough knowledge of most things that we can get by.
Well, you cover a lot of bases between the two of you, that's for sure.
Yeah. We have sort of phone a friend phone line here where, like, if there's something I truly don't know how to do, I feel like at this point between the two of us, we know so many people that have been in the VTuber space for a long time that we can pull people in if we need to.
But
like, we've built that trust with other people around us who have more skills at things that we don't have.
Right.
So that we have a network that, like, if we were to break, again, the same thing that she said that I said, we don't feel like we could handle a big group of people. And I also don't think it would be, like, effective. And, like, what would the point of that then, right?
I would want to have it be a very small group of people just so that we can, like, actually get metrics from them and be like, here's what's, like, tell me your actual numbers. I want to see the change, positive or negative, so that we can get feedback if it's good.
You two are the only people I've had on who've mentioned getting metrics from people.
We love metrics. We are deep in the math.
Yeah,
I'm sort of known around IRIAM for having my IRIAM spreadsheet. It's an enormous spreadsheet. It covers every factor you could have for your streams, basically. And it could be simplified if you wanted to. And I have a blank copy that I will send to anybody. Any streamer on IRIAM can hit me up. I will send you a copy of it. I've already sent out, I think, like 100 copies of it.
Oh, wow. Well, I think this is a really good idea. The way you both are describing it to me, it makes sense now because I'm from the old school radio. I'm not from your young people and your hippity hop music.
Hippity hop music.
But the idea is a great one, and I think that I hope that people take advantage of this, because I still see people jumping in without looking what they're jumping into. Overdoing it at the beginning. I know a little bit about microphones, okay? So I talk a little bit about microphones. You don't need to buy an $8,000 microphone to start off with. You buy one that people can hear you talk, and then work from there. It doesn't have to be, unless you're going on and singing, you don't need to have a microphone with a lot of frequency range at the start. And besides, if you don't like it after a month, then you've got a microphone with nothing to use.
True.
But there's other things that people can do to get started, and the realism of their goals is going to be huge. Is that something you're going to cover as far as having some place that isn't pie in the sky to start with?
Yeah,
I'm
I would
sorry.
hope so.
Yeah, I missed the question. What was the question?
The question was, are you going to be talking in the next month about people having realistic goals and not?
Or expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like,
I would say like being confident in yourself is being able to set realistic goals for yourself.
yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with making stretch goals for yourself, but I think you are only setting yourself up for extreme disappointment if you are setting outlandish goals for yourself. So you're either going to grind so hard that you burn yourself out immediately and you can't continue. That's a
Right.
very short-term plan.
Yeah.
Or you're going to get really, really bad when you don't reach your impossible goal. And then you're going to feel guilty and you won't want to do it anymore. It'll be a giant onerous burden to show up onto the internet. So I think you need to be realistic and gentle with yourself. What is your capacity to handle? And your mental health is the most important factor you have when you're creating content like this, because no one wants to watch you suffer on the internet.
Well, no one with the.
See, this is where me and Micey are like the perfect balance between the two of us for things. Because Micey's very practical, and then you got me over here in my corner who's like, shoot for the stars, baby, whimsical, just be whimsy. But I say set expectations, which is like, this is why there's a healthy balance between the two of us.
But
Micey
Brutus,
says
your
set-
mental health can handle the disappointment,
wait,
right? Like, you are president and it doesn't happen. You're going to be okay.
No, hear me out. Because you say valid goals, but I know you, Maisie. I know you. When you say set like realistic goals, you usually are having a goal map. You have like you're on the line. This is my big dream. This is my big goal. But then you set smaller goals along the way. Set like realistic expectations along the way. I think the problem with a lot of people is that they don't do that. Do it.
Yeah, you gotta have your 5-year plan. Do people not have 5-year plans nowadays?
They don't. They just like they don't think of like smaller plans.
That's one.
They think of like it's super insane. Like me being like I've told you I want to be like I would love to do like corporate streaming at some point because I think it'd be good for me because like I have a chronic illness. So like I have a big goal. That's my big down the line goal. Like what you said, have realistic goals along the way of that path. I do. I don't think a lot of people do that. A lot of people don't do that. And that's like their biggest Achilles heel is that they come in with this crazy expectation that they'll just immediately blow up and be Iron Mouse. Right. And that's not realistic at all. But they also don't set the expectation that like Iron Mouse didn't wake up and like immediately even know what VTubing was.
Yeah, it wasn't.
They don't have these like smaller
like the doctors. The doctors didn't roll in the computer and say, "Here you go. This is what you're
exactly.
doing."
I think people miss the fact that a lot of these really big, huge, popular corpo VTubers, they were already big and popular outside of VTubing before they came in. So they already had 1 million follower or 1 million subscriber YouTube channel for their art. Yeah. Or they already had put out an album for their singing already. You know, like they were already doing sold out concerts elsewhere. I think so. Like they're chosen because they're already good at stuff, and it's way easier to make someone who's already good at stuff popular.
I think,
and so I think it's a step miss before. Yeah, it's a step miss when people are like, I just want to be in a. You know, I want to be rich and famous. There's a step missed in there where you also have to have something that would make you rich and famous.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, they just have good work ethic.
Yeah, good.
Absolutely.
These people have like something, and then they're also like they're like workhorses.
They're grinding it out. Yeah,
like people come in and they're like, oh, like let's line all of these points up like real quick.
Yeah.
Micey's point. They set this like all the way extreme down the line goal, right? You're like, I want to be famous, and it's like this extreme goal. And then on top of that being like unrealistic and insane, they don't set the expectation that they have to be a workhorse to get all the way down there.
Oh yeah.
And then also set like landmarks. They don't do any of that. They just assume that they turn on a computer, invest like a lot of money into like a model or like I don't know, like a management promotion or something. Yeah. And then they expect with doing that they don't have to work that hard.
Right.
And that they should just immediately be liked by people. But like, that's not realistic. You can't, you have to work really hard to get to the places that these people are prior to even knowing what VTubing is.
Right. And
I think too, people fall into the trap of working really hard in the wrong direction.
Yes.
And I think IRIAM people really fall into this trap where they go, I'll just stream 200 hours a month But if you're not streaming to anyone, if you're streaming to an empty room, I don't know that that is the most useful use of your time. Because we
Especially,
all have a limited amount of time every month. And I
yeah,
think that
Exactly.
unless you can double up that time doing something else that's going to funnel people into your sales funnel, I think that's a really common trap that people fall into. Like, I'll just put my time, I'll be on Twitter for 20 hours a week. It just doesn't, I feel like people put their energy and their time in the wrong direction
yeah,
often.
yeah. I think you're right, and I think too that there has to be something that people need to remember is that not everybody is going to be in that top tier of people. I look at baseball. There are a load of people who can play baseball really, really well. Not all of them make the major leagues. for one
If
reason or another.
everybody could be rich and famous, nobody would be.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right.
I also think that like a lot of people, like this is something I always have to practice, or I practice. I don't have to, like, I do it without thinking at this point.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, right, when they like Micey said, they'll stream to like nobody in a room, or they'll stream to like one person. They'll see that it's only one person watching them, or
Mhm.
even if they're by themselves, and they immediately psych themselves out. They don't treat it like I have to be willing to perform even when I fail. They don't have that dog in them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They don't have that. They don't have that thing in them where that tells them that if I want this as badly as I think I want this, I cannot be discouraged by this. I have
Right.
to like grit my teeth and like,
Yeah.
dig my heels in.
Oh yeah.
Well, the lore around Madonna is that before Madonna was famous, she posed nude and ate out of the trash while she was trying to get famous. And so
There you
I
go.
think just that's the mindset, right? If you're not,
Yeah.
what are you willing to do? How far are you willing to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta push yourself. Like, and I want. This is not one of those things where I want to be like, oh, to be a YouTuber. No, when I say you have to push yourself, I don't mean like Mike's
It
and
could
I
just
have
be
to have
pushing yourself out of your comfort zone.
exactly like me and Micey have said this a million times. People just sitting there and then just like being on Twitter for 16 hours a day and just like streaming nonstop. Like it's not pushing yourself. That's pushing your sanity, but it's not pushing yourself.
Yeah.
Pushing yourself is like pushing yourself to be creative.
Right.
Pushing yourself to just talk. People
Yeah.
are really bad at just talking, and I don't mean like holding conversation. I mean like just letting your mind run and speak to people.
Yeah.
Like
And
express. That's the word. Express. People are not confident to do that, and it's a difficult skill to do because like we live in society. We have to, change the way we speak and the way we talk to people
right.
every day between, different groups that we're in. But when you got to get out of your own head, because this is literally you in a room by yourself, generally speaking, with a mic. No one can even see you. If you can't just like go, fuck it, I have things I want to say and ideas I want to share. You can't do that and like be confident in that. You're not going to get anywhere. Because you're in your own head.
That's very radio of you, by the way.
Is it?
Well, that's what we had to do in radio. We were in a studio. I had times when I was doing pregame and postgame for a major college football team on the radio, and I knew there were 4-figure people listening. Now I was comfortable with it because I couldn't see them. that was different, but. Yeah, but there's also times when it was 11 o'clock at night and our signal didn't get around the block. But by golly, I still had to go on the air and do the stuff.
I don't know. Maybe it's because like Micey's been a theater kid. I grew up in a school with a lot of people who ended up going to Broadway. Like theater, like performance is a thing where that is another problem actually with VTubers. They don't like. There's a problem with a group with like a lot of VTubers who like they don't treat it like a performance. They don't treat it like once the camera is on. Mic is on, that they're on a stage, that like you need to perform. Like this is one of those things where you can walk off the stage whenever you want and you don't even have to climb on the stage. You can say, I'm tired, I'm depressed, I can't get myself in that mindset. But the second you turn that camera in that thing, you have to be able to like lock in.
Yeah.
Show the best version of you. That's it. Like you have to lock in and be able to like communicate and express. You can't do that.
Yeah, but
you got to prep a little bit better. You got to work yourself into that. You can't just like force yourself to do it.
But you still got to be comfortable doing it.
Exactly.
Because if you're not, the audience is going to know, especially audiences that have been there for a long time with you. They're going to
can definitely read your energy.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and they're going to say, "What's wrong? Why are you why do you sound like you're talking like an AI for some reason?
Yeah.
Like you're going through the motions. You're playing something you don't like. You're doing this for
like one of those things that like people can tell when you don't think that you're the baddest bitch in the room. Like people can tell. Like that's like I don't care if you think it's delusional. I don't care if you think that it's insane. You have to believe it. Like it doesn't matter. If you don't think you're the baddest bitch in the room, people can tell that you aren't confident in yourself. You don't like yourself. You have to pretend to lie to yourself if you have to. I don't care. If you want people to watch you stream, right? People spending their good free time, right? Looking for some sort of outlet to make themselves feel better. And they've chosen you as their company.
Yeah.
You gotta believe that you're cool as hell. Or people are going to be able to tell and then be like, why would I come spend time with you when I also don't feel great about I want to come spend time with somebody.
Yeah.
Feels good about themselves.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good about myself.
There are people who are using that as a wind beneath their wings moment, which is very positive, I think. In that there are so many people that are coming from being wallflowers in their personal life, and maybe they're going on and now they look down and there's 20 people that are coming back for their. I mean, you can then you're just like, well, people really do want to do this, so let's instead of relying on that, let's keep going. Let's keep doing what we're doing. People like my personality. Amazingly enough, let's keep flowing at this. Use the success to propel you forward instead of trip you up. And then there is a difference there. There's so many things that you are going to be hitting on in January, and we got to tell folks how they can get involved with it.
Oh boy, Maxie.
Yeah.
This is all you. Your stonks. Because I don't remember. There you go.
I've got it.
Yeah.
So there's a couple different ways that people can get involved. Mostly it's going to involve coming to IRIAM. There's going to be basically the way that we're giving away the model is that it's going to be raffled off and different actions will earn you raffle tickets. And so it'll be stuff like there's the fan badge option on IRIAM. There's ladder goals on IRIAM for comments and stars, so we'll do some of that. What our goal really is here is cross contamination between the different streamer platforms in IRIAM.
Yeah.
What we're really looking to have with our communities is people sharing stream links on to their Twitters, doing fan art, doing clips, stuff like that that'll sort of get the word out that IRIAM is here and IRIAM is in America, because just yesterday I did 2 panels at Anime Week in Atlanta and people were asking me what IRIAM was. And so clearly the word is not out that IRIAM is here and exists. So we're just trying to get everybody involved in that way.
Yeah. Well, it will be, because I think the more people are getting involved with it, more people are getting involved in the product of it, which will pretty much automatically bring more people to it. Again, there are so many people that don't even know that VTubing and VTubers exist that would enjoy it.
I'm sure they would.
I think
things that you can interact with.
The cool thing about IRIAM, the cool thing about VTubing in general, I think, is that it's not just being an anime girl on the internet. A lot of people have very specific niches for their VTubing. There's VTubers who play games. There's VTubers who play instruments. There's VTubers who make music or rap or do art or, tons of different genres of VTubing now. So there really is something for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, so that's where, to me, VTubing becomes a sort of crossover intro to the internet, because I think a lot of people view VTubing as like you have to like anime to be into VTubers, but that's not necessarily the case, because VTubers who only want to talk about Law and Order on
there was a mailbox on IRIAM for like a little while too.
Yeah, the mailbox head guy. We have all sorts of VTubers exist in the world, and they're doing all sorts of different content, and so I think there really is somebody for everybody in this in this group of people.
There
I
absolutely
also
is.
think like the magic, like there's something very magical about the fact that, like, example, like I'm a person who has never, like, since I was a kid, ever really like identified with any sort of gender or anything like that, right?
hmm
And there's something very magical about being like, I have ideas and things I want to say, and being able to express yourself like through fiction as a story. Like your model becomes your visual story of who you are as a person.
Right.
Sometimes who you are as a person is just like a mailbox. I want to be a mailbox. Like we have a friend named Leggy Eggy.
Oh
He's
yes.
just like
Yeah.
he's just an egg.
We
Right?
love
Like
Eggy.
I love her so much. I've met her in person, and we shared drinks, and we bought matching stuffed animals. I love her. Shout out to you, Eggy. I love you. Like there's something to me that's so like I don't like it. It doesn't have to do anything with gender or anything. I just love seeing what people's brains come up with, right? And being like, even people who adopt VTube designs, like people who are like, oh, I went on to Booth, I went on to Twitter on a VTube design, like people seeing themselves in something and trying to communicate themselves through art. Because like I'm an art boy. Like for me, like, my character's an alien and a shapeshifter, and it has no gender, and it has no general form, but it
Right.
chooses to look this way.
Yes.
And like being able to tell a story through the character you choose, need to do that more. I see so many people who go, can I do to what design can I pick that'll make me famous, instead of what do I think is cool personally?
Yeah.
Because that's like the first step to finding people who fuck with you is makes what is the thing that represents me the most, or what's the idea I think is the coolest? Because then people who think those ideas are cool will find you, and they'll stick around because they understand you just based off your model or based off the art you choose to put on the internet.
And that is finding your audience, which is
Exactly
what we kind of started talking about. And this is not nearly long enough to encompass what these two have put together. So we're going to have the links. If you both could send me the link to put up in the description, for folks who have access to my Discord, we'll put stuff up there too. And it's for VTubers who want to get a good foundation as to what you want to do going forward. If you like what you heard, let's get you into this. If you don't like what you heard, then you still need to get into it. You probably need to more get into it if you don't. Yes. Mycena Cottage and Project Brutus, thank you so much for coming on. It's great to hear people taking what's out there and pushing it to the next level, and I think that's what you're doing here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.